Fancy with that.
Well, we distributed minutes for the last two meetings, or I should say Mary distributed them. Did you read them?
Yep.
We need a motion to approve.
Let's do the motion to approve the September 27th.
Aye, so moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion for February 28th.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Abstain.
Because you didn't like it or because you didn't read it?
I was absent.
Oh, okay. I'm like, why is he, did he
I
not
can't-
like the minutes?
He was
Okay, then.
absent, he abstains.
Yeah.
Okay, right now,
Because I was in Texas.
we have
I heard,
about
lucky you.
$22,000 in our account. Okay,
100,000?
Hmm?
How much? How many thousand?
22,000.
No, that's not 100.
Okay, which is actually good for the end of the event, especially one that we had a lot of stuff, we had a lot of capital outlay on this one.
Have we sent out we haven't counted the tickets yet.
I haven't got to that yet.
Oh.
Okay, I do have a couple of bills. I have an electric bill that we get. Okay, and Chase Harris finally decided to send the porta potty bill. I don't know why they waited until March 10th to send it out. Jeez, but there it is. Okay. So, we added extra things this year. We had added hand wash stations and that type of thing, so.
Yeah, close enough. Nobody cares.
We have to pay these bills. That'll bring us to like 21.5 after we pay those bills. Now, we still have not counted tickets yet. That's your favorite activity.
3. I counted 3 tickets. God bless you. I don't even want to be in a room with you two. Like, you're killing
No,
me.
he just has, he does not have a cold. It's just sneezing.
No.
Okay. When can we do ticket count and get it done?
Sunday?
Sunday or someday?
Sunday.
No.
Monday?
Monday. Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, on Monday, sure.
A week from today.
What's the date on that? No? 2
No.
weeks from today?
Is that what I would reach out to you at all?
No.
Okay, so, yeah, I would shy away from Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Okay. Fill me in later.
Friday, so no one has to get up early the next
It's
day.
nothing, it's no big deal.
Oh,
It's, yeah, it's just. Like,
Trying to
just
nail
some
down a
time
date
if
here.
we could
April 4th.
make some-
Okay.
What day are you talking about? Keith just said, please don't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, next week.
Oh, next week, okay.
But don't do Thursday, Friday, or Saturday either.
You're being a brat. Aren't you gonna miss this? Come
How about
on.
Monday the 11th?
Huh?
Monday the 11th.
Monday the 11th it is.
At my house?
What time?
How long does it take us to count tickets?
Depends on how many tickets we have.
It was a big year this year.
We had a good year, and we had extra things. We had the bikes,
Barrel train.
we had the barrel train.
So if
If everyone's there,
7:30?
yeah. If
7:30, okay?
7:30 p.m.
if everyone's there, it shouldn't take
Monday
too
the
long.
11th.
My kids are gonna be trying to go to sleep.
Do you want to do it at my house?
No, because it'll be fine. And then Christine can help us count.
Okay, next thing.
7:30.
So we were discussing at last meeting, we had the safety chiefs in town. It was a continuation of the venue and how we could work out. So they are working up details so that we can keep it downtown. They're gonna be a list of things. There's some things that we had talked about where we would have to have extra police details. 2 or 3 extra police details. One at the end of North Street, and one up next to the fire department to wean off the tractor trailer trucks before they get there. That's pretty much most of the change, other than also we have some dedicated parking.
I thought it was more than 2 or 3.
I thought he said 3.
He said 10 to 12 is what we would need. What do we have
Oh,
now?
bodies, I'm talking about
Bodies.
details, 3 detail. Each detail has 3 offices,
Oh, okay.
okay?
Well, in the minutes, he mentioned 10 to 12 people is what we would need, so whatever that is.
Yeah,
All right.
total,
Okay.
yeah.
And what's the expense on that?
Probably, don't we usually have 6 detail now, so it's gonna be double our cost.
Yeah, it'll be double the offices.
What's a dollar?
Cost of doing business.
What's the dollar amount?
What do we pay now?
Yeah.
About $9.50.
It's about double that.
So, then the follow-up question to that is, you know, like you said, the cost of doing business, are we raising vendor fees this year?
You got
Which-
one go-
Yeah, which again, like, so you're talking about, you know, possibly having to do some sort of shuttle for parking,
Hmm.
talking about increased police details. Like, I don't know how you don't.
Well, I've already bounced around a couple of guys that do hayride type stuff, so just talk about the one behind the school for a sec, okay? Up Gleason Court, if I do a hayride there, right, then I can put a tip cup out, and that'll fix that problem. I don't have to pay them.
Tip cup's gonna go to the driver.
Tip the drivers, yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't cover the police detail.
No, it won't cover the police detail is something different. Yeah. I'm talking, but we were talking about the drivers for,
Yeah, I'm just saying increased expenses for this event over
Yeah.
last event, and so the two of them seem to be some sort of shuttle and,
Potentially.
yeah. Well, not potentially, you don't,
Well,
You
no,
have an
'cause-
option.
No, you do have an option. If we were to run parking from the elementary school only, then you could run a hayride.
hmm?
If you increase parking to include other lots from the high school, St. Dennis, ball field,
yeah.
Or
Then you'd have to
even
run-
classic envelope we were
Yeah.
thinking of, yeah.
then you'd have to run a street vehicle, a minibus or a trolley. That would be an expense.
Don't you have a little bus?
Yeah,
I do.
I reached out for Foxy Travel for a quote. They're booked.
Like I said, and you know, I even reached out to some people that I know too. It's the busiest time of year for transportation. It's the busiest weekend of the year for transportation.
Well, that surprised me because the following weekend is the holiday weekend. So why is the first?
The Columbus Day weekend.
That's
That's
not
the-
Columbus Day.
Yeah, ours is not on
Columbus Day is the
Not
next
this
week,
year.
the next weekend.
That's not good then, because I'm already sold out on this weekend.
It was, so just in terms of pricing, I think you got a quote for a trolley and it would have been 800
Yeah.
all in.
Yeah, that
800 for the day for a trolley.
No, it wasn't a trolley because there were no trolleys
It was a
available.
minibus.
It's like a Sprinter van.
What is that? 15
Like
passenger?
a 15 passenger. You were looking at 11, 15, something like that for a minibus for the day.
Yeah, if
If you had
if I had a driver available,
it would have been what?
I don't remember.
Maybe you said 1100 or 1500, something like that. So anyway, in the ballpark of anywhere between
About a
800
grand plus.
a grand plus or minus a couple hundred, right, to run a shuttle for the
So, and this is what I'm trying to work up now, because then what would happen is now I can go and try to get new sponsors for new things. You know, like if I had to go out and look for a new sponsor for, like, you know, the shuttle bus, for
Yeah.
example. You know, now I have a list of this kind of like expenses that we're gonna have that we didn't have before, and I try to get new funding for them. You know.
So one last avenue that I'll look into for the parking shuttle would be a school bus, right? They hold more people and they're less cost.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the driver shortage, even school buses are hard to find. Which is one of the things that we noticed when we were doing the ski trips this year up to Wachusett, is that we had a lot of companies call us saying like, hey, we can't even get a school bus this year, can you guys take us? So that's something that if we're gonna do, we wanna nail that down sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it brings up a bigger issue, and I think this is what Keith was speaking to around securing funding for a larger event, as opposed to going year to year to get a sponsor. Do we want to look at increasing vendor costs to help offset the additional costs of the detail and potentially parking? And we even talked about this before that any of us came on board. It's been a number of years since we've raised prices.
And we had a complaint that our prices were too high. So I
I
went around and
think that's what you said
I
at
know.
last meeting, that the prices were too high.
So I went around and I went online and searched, and yeah, $50 for an event that is so well known, even in the media and online, $50 is almost below.
We're charging $50.
We're charging $50.75 in August. August 15th, I think, is the day that we raise it to $75.
And we're continuing to get more and more vendors each year.
Starting to.
So I think the economics would say that the price is not too high. If we had a shortage of vendors, then I look at that, but
Yeah, and I've always liked that, that the event has been accessible, for vendors to participate. But, that said, I mean, we're pretty cheap.
So where we raise it, right now it's $50.
I do at least 1,000.
how many vendors do we get?
This last year, we had well over 100.
I had 110, I thought.
Something like that. And then my goal this year, I would love to have 150 vendors or fill up Pleasant
150,
Street.
150
I want to fill
vendors?
up Pleasant Street with vendors all the way down. Whew.
All the way up.
You do a $15 increase and that pays for your extra detail and plus a little bit.
Yeah, raise it to 65. That brings in $1,600 more.
You break how much more?
I mean, a $15 increase brings in at least $1,500.
Yeah.
So that covers your detail, at least your
And
detail.
then the thing to make your life easier, I do 65 and 100. And drag your feet, it's gonna be 100, because you're making my life harder. I'm a volunteer. Damn you.
I'll go with what the committee wants. I already had one vendor that sent their form with their payment. They contacted the town hall. They said to use last year's. I got an email saying, hey, call this person. They want to be a vendor. And then it took me a couple days for this person to answer their phone. And she said I already sent in last year's form because she was told that was okay, and sent the $50 check.
Wrong.
So you wanna, do we wanna increase it to 65? Or
65 and 100
65
slash 100.
slash 100 if it's after 15th?
So 65 is the early bird special.
Yeah.
It's still incredibly reasonable.
It is, and again, that's like,
If you can't
so
make
you're,
money.
this was, I ran an event over the winter, and it was like, the price went up significantly after a certain date, because it's like, you have to start making decisions on things, and so it's like, the longer they wait, the harder it is for me, and in this case, the harder it
What's
is.
the
for
percentage of people that do wait till after the 15th?
Half.
I guarantee you will change that significantly.
The reason they do that, okay, is they don't know what the weather's gonna do.
Right.
So they hang out as long as they can.
Well, hold on. How many people do you get within 10 days of the event?
Sometimes 10 or so.
Okay. So only within 10 days is the weather going to be an issue. Yeah, I mean, 65 and 100. I don't see any.
Yeah, because then you're not raising the price all that much for people who. So right, so there's still, you still have an opportunity to get a very, very, I mean, no matter, even at 100, we're still very reasonable, but at 65, you still have a chance to get a very reasonable priced spot. It just means you have to book early.
There's a few that may not attend. It's only a $15 increase, but you've got some of the elderly women that come every year, and this is what they do. They crochet all year long, and then they come up. And then you've got like some of the schools' nonprofits. But, yeah.
$15 is not gonna stop a
Cost of the
nonprofit.
event have gone up though.
They have.
And we've been doing this for 25 years now,
The last
and
time
we
we
haven't
raised
changed the price at all.
the last time we raised the price was when we did the early bird special, and that wasn't even raising the price. We only added, we increased it after a certain date.
No, it was, when I first started, it
It's
was,
35.
yeah,
When you first started, it was $35.
So again, 12 years ago.
And, yeah.
yeah, probably.
Maybe if you just do the math on inflation, I think
So with inflation, $100 early bird special,
$1,000.
yeah, $1,000 late fee.
Well, you're going from 50 to 65, which is $15, but the late fee, I mean, the later, after August
not a late fee.
15th, after August
Early
15th
bird special.
date, right.
That's the actual
It
cost.
goes up more than just $15.
Yeah, we've
Correct.
gone up $25.
Yep, that's the point.
I think we'll lose vendors if you're pushing the 100.
Then you.
The other side
raise
of
the-
this, though, the other side is the event continues to grow too, and we continue to pull in more and more people, right? And so you are more likely to be profitable. Like I think at the end of the day, with the number of people who are showing up at this event, your vendors are making more money.
I did hear from a vendor that said this is the biggest one we've ever had. And he also mentioned that our event is a very well-run program. He goes to other events, no one knows what they're doing, they're all running around, and it's something they have every year.
we don't
They
either.
I
still,
was gonna say, that sounds like us.
We don't know what we're doing either, we just make it look like we're doing.
he said
Try
that
really hard.
it is very well run. And we always have answers. I mean, we've got our people.
Oh,
I certainly think we're justified.
We fake it well.
yes, yes, we make it look like we know what we're doing.
I think we're justified in a modest price increase for vendors. Especially coming back to, we have to adjust. We're gonna see a $900 or $1,000 increase in cost alone, just for doing business with police, right? To make sure the trucks.
No, it's gonna be more than that, it's gonna be like another $2,000 increase in costs, it is.
And then,
But between adding all the police stuff on it.
so that's not a value added necessarily to the attendee. That's just something that happens in the background. However, if we continue to pursue the parking, which I think we need to, that is a value added. And so, the cost has to come from somewhere, right? It's either sponsorship, but that puts an additional burden on getting the sponsorship each year, or it goes on to the
See,
attendee. You could charge for parking, but I don't
I do-
want to charge for parking. Or you can put the cost onto vendors, knowing that
Yeah.
they'll make it up on the other end.
Yeah, because if you start adding things like charge parking, that's going to decrease people, which is then going to
Yeah,
decrease
that's
theirs.
when-
And it's an additional logistic.
That'll change it.
Yeah, and I don't.
Right
I don't wanna do
now, right
that.
now, they can come and walk around the event and it costs them nothing if they
Exactly.
don't wanna pay anything.
Right.
you know? So I don't think we really wanna change that, I think we
Yeah,
want
agreed.
free admission and,
Yep.
free
Yeah.
attendance and.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with. It's such a hassle, right? You show up, you don't have cash on you, and you turn around and go to the ATM, and you deal. You gotta have someone staffing it and dealing. I don't want to charge parking. I don't want to deal with that. So again, like I think that you got to make it up somewhere, and I think I think we make it up with a vendor fee increase.
But the bigger the event gets, the easier it is for me to sell sponsorships.
Sure.
And the easier it is to charge increase vendor costs.
Yeah.
I think both are true. But wouldn't you rather go to sponsors for other things?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for adding program stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
right, things that we want to sort of do
I
on
would,
our
I'd rather use sponsors for program stuff,
Right,
not
rather
for
than parking.
administrative stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so, yeah, we should raise the, I'm not sure about the $100 one now, but 65 is good.
And what's the late fee? I mean, the
Early bird.
The regular fee? What's it at currently, 75?
50 and 75.
So you're up 15 on one, 25 on the other for the PIA fee. It's $10 more than the 15.
Maybe that's the right number. Maybe that's it. Maybe it'll force people to send everything in before the 15th, like it's supposed to.
Like I said, in my mind, it only makes your life easier because it forces more upfront. And then on the back end, if they decide not to make your life easier, then there's more money coming in.
It's actually a matter of opinion that that'll make her life easier, because it'll just mean
Just get
now
your fault.
everybody sent in their things early, so they're bugging her longer. Okay.
I'm still willing to take vendors like 2 days before if I have space.
Oh,
I will-
absolutely, but
I
if you're
will
putting
send-
it off that
She's
long,
had people that have signed up in June that call her every week wanting to know where they are.
Yeah, they
I
do.
also think, I mean, maybe this is a conversation for a different day, but if you're accepting a vendor fee like within 7 days of the event, you know, maybe we're looking at another penalty on top of that, or like day of or something. I know this happened.
Yeah, and it's not fair to the people who have got their
Well,
stuff together
if they
earlier.
show up last minute and they're the last vendors coming in, they're the last vendors getting a space.
Yeah. True.
So they may be at the very end of something. Well, I want to be on Main Street. Sorry, you signed up 2 days before the event. You go where I have a spot available.
Right.
So that's the issue that they
Well,
do consider.
Like I said, in the event that I ran this winter, dramatically decreasing my early bird special. Like I said, it changed sign up habits a lot. Very happily.
Put it to a vote?
Would you guys consider 65 and 90? It's still 15 and 15.
I mean, $10 at half, so 50, it's $500. If it doesn't change habits, you said about half of the vendors, so about 50. At $50, it's about $500, right? We doing the math here?
Do 65 and 95, make it that way you're still increasing
95.
the bad habit price a little bit more.
Okay, I need a motion.
I moved to change the vendor fees to
65
65 and 95.
and 95?
Yep.
95?
Yeah, it's in between
Yeah.
90 and 100.
Yep, 65 early bird and 95 after the postmarked.
August 15th.
95 is the rate.
What'd you say?
95 is the rate.
Yeah.
65 is the early bird special.
Yep.
Yeah, 95 is the rate,
Yes.
65 is the
65
early bird.
is-
That's
Yeah.
how we say it too. Yeah.
Okay. Keith
Not
made
penalty.
it. Second?
You're seconding it?
Oh, sure, I'll do it. Okay. That means, well, I'm still waiting for the vendor tweaking from the fire chief, and I've not heard anything.
Yeah.
And people
I
are
will-
calling me.
I
They
will send an
want
email.
the forms.
Okay. I will send an email out tomorrow tweaking them, so that we can send out new vendor forms. Okay?
What you can do is send him last year's old one and see what they wanna tweak.
Yeah, but it's the safety stuff that they have to have in their booths
Right.
now. This year especially, we had all of the safety guys out and, inspecting like they're supposed to. They were looking for things like fire extinguishers and things to tie the canopies down and, stuff like that. We had 20 years of that never happening, and now we're doing it, so it works. Anyway, he's gonna come up with a list of stuff that we need to have, tell our vendors that they have to bring. That way we can put it in the vendor application forms and everybody's happy.
I had,
One other idea. You mentioned the nonprofits.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah. My kids belong to a ski racing organization. And there is, so if you want to, so the cost to race is $300, we'll say. But if you don't volunteer twice, then you have to pay an extra $100. Maybe one of the things that we look to do is leverage the nonprofits and say, all right, like, you commit over many hours, 5 volunteer hours or whatever it happens to be, and we'll waive your vendor fee.
All right, I just have to speak up with that. I love the idea of nonprofits getting a break and also all the volunteers you can get. There are so many nonprofits alone in the town, never mind like the ski
25% of
club.
the event.
Yeah,
or
the ski club, and you've got someone who's sick, or like a cat place, which is nonprofit. They requested that. That's a tough one because you have a large percentage of vendors that are nonprofit.
So think this one out for a second.
Well, if you do that, okay, then you're already gonna give away money, already. Because the Boy Scout troop volunteers everywhere, and they also pay for a vendor booth.
They
What-
probably shouldn't.
What if?
I mean,
So,
so
Yeah.
let me just finish the thought. If you had to donate 2 vendors for the day, or 2 volunteers for the day, or we can even say, okay, like you said, your Boy Scouts take care of the setting up of the event, right?
And the
So-
rides all day long.
Okay, fine. So, all right. So back to, if you, like, what is the number one issue that we say we face year after year after year after year?
cleanup at the end.
Well, volunteerism in general, right? Like, there was a point where we had to stop doing different rides and that kind of stuff because we physically couldn't get enough organizations to volunteer, right? I guarantee you will not see anywhere near that 25% say, yeah, I'll give you 2 volunteers for the day if you waive my fee. Because they can't find the volunteers. They would rather pay the $65. But if you have some people that that you could then pump into the volunteer pool, yeah, we might take a hit on some of the revenue that we bring in, but revenue's not our problem. Volunteerism is our problem.
Aren't we already sort of offering this with?
But last
Uh-oh.
time, okay,
So
you
Girl
would
Scouts
you
might
would
get
posted
booked.
the list up there,
Yep.
the to-do list, the task list,
Mhm.
okay, and I got volunteers.
Absolutely,
I
yep.
got people that help me set up on Friday and Thursday, so that was good, okay. We were a little weak So the setup part wasn't a problem. We were able to pull that off. And I was able to go home like at a decent hour on Friday, okay? I had to wait for the wine to show up, but, yeah. But anyway, where we were weak on that was on the back end. Because everybody was exhausted now, everybody wants to go home and everybody's gone. Okay, and it was like a real skeleton crew putting their stuff away. You know, there was like
But-
5 of us left.
But even just looking at, like I said, if we need to start now having volunteers at parking lots, like, that's that many more volunteers we're gonna need.
Yeah,
Like, there-
but see, I look at it, I think that if I put volunteers on, it's gonna be easy for me to get a group to volunteer, a nonprofit to volunteer, if I tell them you can put a tip cup, okay? Because that's the attraction right there. You know how much they'll get? They'll make more in tips than if I paid them.
I don't think you're,
No?
no,
You don't
So-
think so?
no,
Okay.
because I know what the kids made at the soda jerk thing. And the problem is that a lot of people don't have cash. So I know the bar is different. Like, you know, the bartenders are, you know, they do pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't think people have cash like that anymore, where, you know, they're gonna throw stuff in.
We're already sort of offsetting nonprofits or anyone who helps volunteer any of the rides. They get a cut of the ride.
Yeah, yeah, we still do that after we count the tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
So to your point, there is an opportunity for nonprofits to earn
We've been doing it.
money for their organization by volunteering at the rides. But where there isn't an opportunity to turn anything back is anything that's not ride related. So is another option to have a flat fee somehow, or a flat payout somehow. Say like if you donate so many people to help with setup, we'll make a contribution of X number of dollars to your organization. If you help with cleanup, we'll make a X number of dollars donation to your organization. Craft some formula or something based on the number of people who help out and whatever.
The Gillette Stadium model.
Exactly. Right.
Although, I mean, like, they make a killing, but then again, they're there like all day, you know.
Yeah, it's also Gillette Stadium where the demo community event. But the point is that if we're trying to get people to show up for cleanup, we need volunteers. We'll say like, you volunteer
The
5
cleanup
man
part
hours,
is where,
then-
the cleanup part's where we have a big weakness. We have to be able to figure that out. We have to be able to get, it would be good if we had an army of like 10 or 12 to help us to close up.
Well, and even throughout the day, right? Like, I mean, like Mary was saying, like her brother needs a break. Like, you know, we need more throughout the day. It's not just cleanup. Cleanup's where we suffer. Like you know, like that's where it's like, oh, there's not enough people here. This hurts, you know. But throughout the day, I mean, there's definitely holes there. It's just one idea to help curb a perennial issue.
next.
And like I said, I do think you will still have plenty of nonprofits that would be like, nah, I'll just pay the fee, thanks. I would, because again, like volunteers are hard. Volunteers are worth more than money at this point.
I'm sorry I walked out, that they were having a wonderful time in the hallway. So, did you guys discuss instead of a free fee for nonprofits, a lower fee instead of giving money back, you
Well,
would
actually,
get
we're kind of just trying to figure out
okay.
something to discuss. We're coming up with brainstorm ideas, really, right?
I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll come up with something.
I don't think anything's gotten
I thought we just said we're gonna make all the vendor fees free.
great traction.
Life is easier for me.
I agree with the point that they, even the Boy Scout troop is, I have dedicated people that run like certain things. And like the Frido booth, they can't get, their volunteers are set. They can't spare any of those guys, right? So that's not gonna happen. They'd rather pay the fee,
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be other organizations like that too, quite a few of them, that would rather just pay the fee than have to, because they have to run their own booth.
Mm-hmm. No, that's why I'm saying I don't think you would lose like 25%. You might
Yeah.
lose 5.
I don't think it'll be that high.
I wonder if
Yeah.
I was able to get a handful of kids from Franklin because they need National Honor Society honor hours. So another market could be other local high schools. We could look to BBT. I'm sure some kids there need some hours, right? We've already got a connection because the robotics kids come. Could look at Oxbridge High School. They're going to have a National Honor Society. Those kids are going to need hours, volunteer hours.
Do kids have a hard time finding venues for volunteer hours? It seems like,
Not really.
I was gonna say, it seems like they kind of give those away like candy.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard. But it's a pretty fun event to do if you need the hours. It's also early in the year.
Yeah.
That doesn't help us.
Nobody's panicked yet.
No. Like, plenty of time. Right. But, yeah. So I can try to reach out to some of the local high schools in the area, Sutton, Uxbridge. Try to get some kids to come. We always run into the issue of the SATs, right?
Mhm.
SATs every year, but that helps us because those kids who are taking the test can't help until the afternoon, which is great, right? Because what we really need help with is like 12 to 6, 1 to 6.
Just to make your life a little more fun, we've had a suggestion of extending the hours from 9 to 5. I said, I'll bring it to the committee. I don't think it'll work, and I'm sure the 3 chiefs are gonna say no.
I have the same idea.
I told that person I would mention it to you.
I would change it from 10 to 5. I don't like getting up early.
10 to 5? That's when you're there anyway.
Exactly.
You were there early this
Then I
year.
wouldn't be late. I was. Which is why I'm more than happy to get
You
rid
have
of
to
it.
show up. You have to show up in your pajamas.
That'd be cool.
Careful what you wish for.
Hmm?
I don't wear
Pajamas with a suit coat would look good.
I don't wear pajamas.
Well, if you were gonna do it, you have to wear pajamas.
Just so you know, that's on film.
The only
There's a wonderful archive at this point of things that will keep me from running for a higher office.
I love the idea, and I was having the same thought last year when 4 o'clock came around and people were still partying.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock when we're still like
They don't want to
closing up.
stop.
They didn't want to
We
stop.
had to say, look,
Go home.
you don't have to go home, but you,
You
can't stay here.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did. We're throwing people out of the bar.
And it was
Yeah.
great.
We had to. I had
It
to.
was
Shut,
awesome.
I had to shut things down. I had to. I had to.
Yeah.
It was
Fortunately,
great.
we didn't have any more beer in the beer garden, but
Fortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
No, hey, I don't like waste. Except that we then had to buy
I just think we are up against daylight.
Mhm.
If we could clean up the event faster, if we could get done in an hour, cleanup can get done in
They
an
have to
hour.
reopen the road at 6 p.m. Okay,
Why 6?
that's just what they do. That's what they do. That's
Cause they also wanna go home after 2.
yeah.
The ones that usually
So-
clean up the street are the ones that help run the event.
We're also at a point now where I think the three
That gives
chiefs
us
are like,
that gives us 2 actually an hour and a half really, because the first, you know, you don't really get started on stuff until 4:30. You know, taking stuff apart.
So what we have to do, so what we do is we throw the event and then we throw an after party at Soldiers Field and keep it going.
My gosh, it's already a 12-hour day.
I was gonna say, like, I can't walk by the end
So-
of the day.
So an after party.
Oh, boy.
Held by some other committee.
The after party committee.
The Soca Hall to throw an after party.
The
Is that-
problem is
that
you
right?
They don't
can't.
have enough parking.
You,
Is it
you, but
pretty
you can't. You can't.
I know,
Because
I know,
I
we
can't.
can't.
I can't put
I
beer
know.
at Soldiers Field. Yeah.
I know. We can't, and we shouldn't. I would love to, I just don't think it's feasible.
A lot of people have always asked for fireworks after the event, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Last year would have been the year to do that.
They shoot off fireworks and they burn his backyard.
Yeah, but it was awesome. It was.
Did you ever get fireworks trash in your yard when they did that?
We got a couple.
Yeah.
Not too bad, but we got a couple. It was awesome.
We know from
That
the
last year was.
we know from the
awesome.
Northbridge fireworks that fireworks make a mess
Everywhere.
They do.
everywhere.
Yeah, and a huge expense.
Yeah.
Do.
No fireworks. No to 5 p.m.
That's what I thought.
I would love to do it, but it's just not feasible.
Leave them wanting more. No to 5.
Next.
But if they would like to join the committee and try to change
Okay,
their minds.
so to move along here, so we got to come up with some method of getting more volunteers.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the closest prison?
Oh, goodness gracious.
What? Oh, fine. They're good enough to clean up the roads, but not work our event.
Is it Rhode Island State Prison or something?
You guys already were worried about
Barbell State Prison or something?
Worcester House of Corrections.
There's a
That's a mental.
psychological
yeah,
farm
that's-
over there or
yeah,
something?
Next.
Yeah, no.
You have to be psychologically challenged to work on this committee.
This is going nowhere.
Yeah, just run away from it. Run it. You've actually entered the territory where I'm not even gonna come in. Like, oop.
Next.
Well, I'm gonna
Next.
reach out to the Girl Scouts to run the hat table again. Last year they could not because of COVID. I will reach out again. That will be a table that we wouldn't have to have volunteers for or a man.
Why don't
Okay.
you just go and sit in the hallway?
Let's talk about ribs.
Okay.
Gone.
That was easy.
I would like to do that too. Cross it right off the list.
I love the fact that the smell wafts through the event. I think it's really awesome.
You have time to make it up there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did set up and all that stuff.
Oh, it's got time to go up there.
Um,
I've never had time to go up there.
$500 prize for having 4 people sign up. I mean, that's a big expense.
No, not for what it was, just because you do have like the tasting after, and there's a line, like there was a crowd up there for the tasting and everything. So
Really?
it like yeah, so like I mean you could consider that like entertainment because that was like I said there was a crowd that would get up there, they'd walk through, they'd smell, they'd talk to and then like I said then they would eat after. But again, to the point, which is. It's a matter of volunteers, and it is it is a high touch event.
Originally, when we had thought up the rib thing, and I mean I like the idea. I don't think we get enough contestants really. It should be bigger, okay. But originally, when we come up with the idea, I thought that the Mumford guys were going to run it. And
Well,
we didn't need any.
And again, I think they the first year they were in on that. I think the second year, they're like, we don't have the volunteers to run this, so, yeah. So again, I think it was awesome. I consider it a success. If we had more volunteers and could try to get some more entrants in, I'd be all about it. But I think the work that goes into it just outweighs the
Benefit.
yeah. But
It was a nice try. It was something you really wanted to do.
the
What we can do.
yeah, but what it does do is it does move the crowd up there, and so we got to replace it with something.
Okay, before we scratch it, what we can do is we can sit down with the Mumford guys and said, we don't have the people to run this, right? We can't do it. We can't get enough volunteers to run all of this stuff. We'll do it, we'll support it, and we'll back it, okay, if they run it.
Yeah, I mean, we could ask. I think, and again, like, kind of one of the other issues, that I heard this year was just the cost to compete is really high because of the increase in
25% chance of winning.
because of the increase in meat. Like the meat costs have gone up the roof. I entered a rib competition this winter myself, and they're right.
When do you get time for stuff like that?
In the winter, when I'm not doing Octoberfest.
How much was the fee to enter, if you don't mind?
It was free. It was part of another.
Okay,
It was
okay.
yeah. It's something that again, it's part of that ski race team, and so it's like the dads are like, oh, let's see who can do the best ribs, and I come in second place every year because they have no taste, and so anyway, that's how that goes. And now after this year, one of the other ski race teams is like, well, we want in on this, so there might be like some inner competition between the two. But the cost of cooking the meat has gone up.
So
significantly.
So
the
we've made
Mumfords-
them pay $50, right?
No, it was 35.
35,
That's all they ever paid.
and so they.
Yeah,
paid-
no, it's super cheap entry fee. It's just more about like I said,
Yeah, so they paid $35 entry fee, but then they got like, I don't know, $50 worth of ribs or something, right?
probably closer to 100.
Not including all their spices and stuff.
Yeah, and again, like they're not they're doing it for the fun of it. Although the competition got pretty cutthroat last year. There was people that were ready to start throwing their ribs at me when the winners were announced.
So, if the Mumfords wanted to continue to run it, it's turnkey. All the rules, the paperwork, all the stuff, forms
Yeah.
are all done.
Yeah, we've already have the outline of it all in place. So we
Would
have
we-
the forms, and we have,
Would we continue to subsidize it?
$500 is a lot of money.
It's not for an all-day event, which is essentially what it is.
it's just like, if you look at it like us hiring the white lady for this event, and then we have, well,
Living statue.
but it's another event. I mean, it's another thing that we're.
I'm looking for a white woman to hire.
Oh, jeez.
Living statue.
Oh, the
Living
yeah,
statue.
Living statue.
yeah, the living statue. the white statue. No, the living statue.
You get it now? Okay, good.
All right. Okay.
Let's use the preferred nomenclature.
Yeah, so to the point, like,
To
you know,
the point that
it's-
it's just another. It's
Yeah.
another
So-
offering that we do.
Yeah. So the other thing that you could do is move the car show up there.
Car show.
What car show?
Ooh, the antique.
It's not like parking.
They're not gonna fit at the Mason's Lodge.
You would if you use the lawn and then around.
Oh, actually, if you use their lot.
Their lot they reserved last year for their
For what?
Masons.
How many masons?
They
If we
wanted-
talked to them ahead of time though and just been like, okay, look, like let's do something that's even less work for you. You know, we're
That's
gonna
not a terrible idea.
we move the cars up there. It's less,
Well,
less permissions we have to ask
You
for.
wanted, no, it was like, this put traffic up there, true, okay? But we put a stage up there now, and we're bringing vendors up there now.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah,
You still
so-
have that.
So we're bringing, no, I'm just saying that, we got other things to bring people up there too. It doesn't have to be,
That stage is not bringing people up there.
No, it's just ambiance.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a terrible idea. That's not the worst idea.
How many cars, I was gonna say fitted, but I know that's not a real word.
Just
How many
fit.
cars that had fit into where they are now?
10.
he's got like 15, 16,
How many?
15, yeah,
No.
yes, he does.
How many cars will fit in that lot, in the Mumford's lot?
Antique cars?
Yeah.
He had 17 last year.
No,
No,
in the
at
Mumford lot. How
the
many-
the
How many
Olive
cars?
Branch Lodge, how many cars can you get on the lawn without, causing
Not
damage?
the lawn.
In his driveway.
The driveway.
And the
In
driveway?
their little graphic.
5, 6,
Well,
maybe
what I'm
7.
saying is you wrap it around onto the lawn. So it's lawn, and then their parking spots.
Can you get, I don't know if you can get cars on that lawn.
Why?
I don't know if there's a lip, is there a lip or not? Is it totally flat? There's the sidewalk.
They have curbs.
Yeah, you don't drive over those.
Yeah, but not from the parking lot side
You'd have to do that before
onto
you
the lawn.
Yeah,
Those
they
would
do.
be, okay, all right, okay.
They have like a concrete thing, not a
Alright,
concrete,
okay.
but a granite thing.
Yeah,
you'd
all
have
right,
to-
Little
okay.
granite
Yeah,
things
I don't know
down.
if you can get a car in there. I don't know. You'd have to
I know,
look.
I'm not sure they're gonna want cars all over the lawn.
So they would either. Just saying, it's, so, and then my only other idea that I had up there was, Pinewood Derby races.
Who's gonna run it?
It's
So,
gonna run.
Boy Scouts. Fundraiser.
And where are you gonna run it?
You could run it outside or you could run it inside, but there's a,
Pinewood.
yeah, Pinewood Derbies. I'm guessing you have a track.
We have a track. That's computerized and he runs the computer part.
Not an Octoberfest, he does.
And there's a, there was a friend of mine, they actually had an adult version of it where, like adults could build them and race them. And it wound up being, and you pay an entry fee and everything, it wound up being a great
Yeah, it's a
fundraiser.
big deal. You can make that into a big deal where they have to buy your kit. They have to use just the components of that kit. And they build a car and they pay a fee to enter. Okay? And there's a significant prize.
Yep,
Yep.
and then you can have,
Yeah.
adults versus kids, or like, you can do different heats, and so,
There's a whole thing to that where they have to weigh the car and all that, because if someone has an extra heavy car, it's gonna go super fast. And that's unfair to anyone else who's followed scout rules
yeah.
for.
Well, and you can do spec divisions, you can do, what, modifieds or whatever, like outlaw type thing, like.
It would be easier just to have a straight set of rules.
Great idea.
If we can get someone to run it.
Logistic lift.
You just have to have somebody run it. Yeah.
More than one person.
That's not actually, if we did that, let me kick that one around, okay? Because we have the track and all that, and that does work.
Can you run it
okay?
outdoors?
We also,
Well, if you can't run it
Okay.
outdoors, you can bring it
but,
inside the lodge.
there's nothing stopping me from borrowing a few scout leaders from Millbury to come and run it.
Mike Mahan, grab his scouts from Trump.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I can
Okay.
call up, some scout leaders from another town.
Because they already know how to run it.
And see if they
Yes.
can come and run that for the day.
And it would be open to everyone. And do you have to like pre-sell? I mean, obviously you got to build the thing and show up with a car.
Well,
right?
if we do it, right, then we have to publicize it big.
Yeah.
Like on, and
Well,
we-
yes.
and what we can do is we just make the cars available so that they can buy them. right? They have to
Yeah.
buy this car.
So, yeah, what do? Do you ship them? Do you do a pickup day? How do you get cars into people's hands?
We can have them so that we can have a stock of them here. They can come and buy them from the town clerk.
Okay.
or
That's if they're
something.
willing to do that.
We can ask. We can ask.
And
them.
I don't mind being somewhere and spending a weekend that you
Or-
come during that weekend to buy your car.
In local businesses.
Oh.
If we get local businesses.
Oh, brilliant.
Get local businesses.
Oh, that's so good.
What?
Get local businesses, give a stock of them to local businesses, get them to sell them. Right, so you can go to Harry's, you can go to
Harry's
Harry's,
Pizza.
you can go to
Go to Harry's Pizza.
Yeah,
buy a car.
pick
Picket
up your-
Fence, you can go to,
Oh, that's.
Yeah, they have
so
really good hours
you can go to the
too.
gas
You
station.
know who else we might do it
Yeah,
is
Harry's.
the Family Convenience Center.
Family
might sell it.
convenience, you
Family
can buy them at the
convenience.
fire department.
Yeah, the Extra Mart.
Okay, and
And if you wanna get, I don't know, if you wanna get crazy, you could, do you wanna incorporate a fundraiser as part of that? Or is that getting too much?
That's doable.
okay, yep, I agree with that. Weigh-in would have to be in the morning at a certain time, and they could tweak their cars. You have to have a
no,
weigh-in.
What? Yeah, you would have it so that they'd have to be there like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something for a weigh-in. Okay.
Can I
So
compete?
once they weigh in, the car is numbered and they don't get it back.
Right.
We hang on to the car. Then what happens is that you can give them an appointment time or something that they're gonna qualify. They have to qualify to run in the finals. So,
Well, that's just running races. So when you run the races, you're either disqualified or you keep going.
Do you have
yeah,
to be there?
well,
Do you have to be
you
there
would
to
wanna,
race?
you'd wanna make it a bigger deal than what.
No, as
'cause-
long as your car's there, because they're
yeah,
gonna have your name and contact number
We just run the
anyway.
race and then the best times, but you wanna make it so that it's a little bit more than that. So you would make them run four, once in each lane, time that, and then they qualify to be in the finals at, you've already weeded out a bunch that way. And then you take the 10 best times or something, or 20 best times. It doesn't take that long to run 20 cars. And then you do the finals, and then there's the winner. you know? That way, but it also keeps.
I bet you could have in-gear even sponsor that.
You could do another prize too for like best designed, best
Yeah.
best looking,
Yeah.
like winner, fastest car, and best looking car.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Best
Yep.
dressed. Can I race?
Why not?
Can I race?
Oh,
Why not?
I don't see, well,
Because I wasn't allowed to enter the.
You
ring
can race, you
competition.
just can't win,
Why not?
because.
It's
you weren't allowed to be
It's-
part of the ribs because we needed you to do your other stuff.
It's a technicality.
Oh, okay.
So
No,
you
here,
build
hold
a
on,
car
hold on,
and you
here-
let your son race it.
Hold on.
No,
Here's
he's
difference,
doing
though.
the soda jerk.
Here is the difference. The rib contest was subjective. The car racing is objective. It's literally the fastest car that crosses the. I have no advantage. I have no
Did you
advantage.
see
over
the
everyone
teacher
else.
come right out of him, Keith?
The difference with the ribs is that it's
Well,
it's subjective.
that's a sports argument.
That's the difference between a member competing in the rib off.
Yeah, wait a minute, didn't you two both enter the pie eating contest? I think a precedent's been set.
We did a pie eating contest once.
Yeah, I think I won.
Yeah,
I think I won.
exactly, so,
Actually, I think I stopped eating. I think I let you win.
either way.
So I won and you won. And lost.
So, yeah, I would,
Need forms.
if it worked, I would move the car show up there and then do the Pinewood Derby car race with it,
Pending there's room for cars.
pending there's room for cars.
Can you run the track outdoors? Yeah? It's a much better spectacle outside.
The weather's okay, you can run it outdoors.
So you wanna do both? You wanna do the antique? Okay.
If there's room.
If there's room,
And if the Mumfords are okay with it.
and,
All right. Someone has to contact the lodge.
This job is easy. You just give Tony things to do.
I'll contact the branch.
You will?
Okay.
I'll get billed in my car. How much is a kit? What's the entry fee?
What?
How much is a car?
Well, are we gonna make money on it?
Okay,
How much is
wait.
the entry fee?
How much is the entry fee?
How much is the entry fee? $15 per car. You buy the car, you get entered.
So how do you make sure that it's your car? How do you make sure it's a car that you sold?
Because
Oh.
because they're a special kind of car. We can fix that
Okay.
so that it's our car.
But wait,
Also, he'll have the receipt from us. That's the receipt for buying the car.
Well, not necessarily, because like I said, if we're looking to incorporate the local businesses, which I think is an awesome idea, I don't think we'd be able to get a receipt per se. Like we can't make it hard for a local business to sell these things.
So what do you,
I don't know. It just came up with the
what's
idea.
the right number? 20?
you want to do a flat fee, right?
Well,
The
see,
flat $20 includes the car
if you,
and an entrance fee.
yeah, you buy the car for $5.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you sold it for $5, you know, you invested in something that, you know, if you don't sell them all, then you get cars that you didn't get any money back. By selling them for a little bit of a profit, you're covering the extra ones that you don't sell.
Mhm.
Okay? Or, okay, but then you're gonna charge an entry fee. Why not charge it all in one whack?
Yeah.
Okay, so that they buy the car and that includes the entry fee. All right? So I don't know what that number is. What are we giving out? It depends on what we give out for prizes, right? Because you're gonna wanna cover some of that.
They have some really neat Pinewood Derby trophies
We can-
or
we can
ribbons
do
or
real trophies or you know,
Cash.
cash prize.
Cash money. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna solve this tonight.
No, we probably won't. But it's a good idea. And then, but once we figure out what we're gonna do for prizes, then we can figure out how much we need for an entry fee.
I think the other part of the equation is we don't know how many entrants we're going to get, and that also would
That's
dictate
right.
the prize, right? Unless we just want to say it's
Well, again, you might lose money, but it's more about the spectacle of it, and an event.
You may get a lot of kids. And
No, you might make money. I mean, there's a good chance you could make money. That'd be great. I'm just saying, I don't think we could be afraid to,
wanna
to
break
lose
even.
money. Yeah.
you're
How
gonna
many
have a
entry-
lot of kids that already have their Pinewood Derby cars.
Yep.
And so they don't wanna pay the $20, I already have my car. But it's whatever price we choose, that's the entry fee no matter what.
So it comes with a car,
The entry you're paying. It's a $20 entry fee, and you
With
get
a
the
free
car
car,
for free.
yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but you have to use the sanctioned car.
But you have to use
well,
the
it's
free
just gotta
car.
be, it's just gotta be weighed in.
No, Tony's saying it's a special car.
How you gonna make it small? You gonna make them special somehow?
No, it's the Boy Scout, the official Boy Scout.
I get
car.
that, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that already have.
They've made it for the our Cub Scout pack. They all made one because we just did the
Right.
Derby.
Right.
They can't use that car.
Oh, really? You're gonna make people. vote.
How would I know? I don't. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that they paid the $20 and we gave them a car. If they didn't build it and they used the one that they did for Cub Scouts, we're not gonna know that.
All right, so the entry fee is $20.
Yeah.
All right.
Is basically what Tony's saying.
And so hold on, play this out again for next year.
Yeah,
So
but they still gotta pay the fee next year.
so $20. Let's say I had a winning car.
Yeah.
Just looking into the future, right? I got a winning car.
Was it an official Boy Scout car?
Yeah, no. So this year, paid
Yeah.
my $20, got my car, built my car. I have a winning car.
Mhm.
Next year, pay the $20, I get another car. Can I use my winning car? Or do I have to build a new car?
Maybe,
But we never know.
well, it doesn't matter, okay? Because you're racing against a whole group of new people. Somebody's gonna build a faster car than you.
No,
Okay, so we're
It
thinking,
happens every year. I've seen people use their old car and they get smoked. Yeah.
Is there some way
$20.
are there kits? Is there like a stock kit, or
Yeah.
are there like competitive stock kits? Do you know what I mean?
there might be,
There
but
are.
you can get the cars at
There
a lot
are.
of craft
Okay,
stores.
that's why you don't let them use them.
So how do you know that someone's showing up? with
Because
one of your
because the
kits?
ones that say, all of the little parts say BSA official. All of them, the tires.
Oh, see, that's gonna be part of the rules that you have to use.
You have to use the official
all the
BSA
original
car.
parts that come in the kits.
Yeah.
No upgrades.
And
Some of the tires are incredible that they
and
do.
then what'll happen? So there's an official BSA kit. It's got wheels that say BSA on them. It's got the block of wood, which you can use any block of wood as long as it's 5 ounces. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that the person that are doing the weigh-in, if they're Boy Scouts that do this, they know what the car is supposed to look like.
Okay.
Okay, so you know they can't get by them because they know what the car is supposed to look like.
So
And if we
$20.
made the rules that you have to use that kit, okay, then it's no surprise when you come in and you've used the wheels that you bought at Home Depot that are, you know, that you can't use those wheels. You have to use the wheels that came in the kit. See?
Or you have to be
And they'll
really
tell 'em
good
that.
at, like,
Okay.
printing
That's gonna be in the
BSA.
rules.
BFA. Dude, you misspelled
Okay.
PSA.
So that's how you would control that, so that
What do you-
everybody has a level starting.
All right. And you say you can control for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, best we can. Okay, so what are your
Again, like Will
thoughts
Smith.
on a prize? First and second. Oh, we're gonna just do first.
First and
What,
second.
what
And
is,
you're gonna
Oh,
have.
no, you gotta do one,
we,
two, three.
Best dressed.
we can table that to next meeting, okay? We don't have to
All
decide
right,
that now.
you're gonna
That'll give
have
us-
an adult league and then you're gonna have a child league.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
oh,
Well,
yeah.
and then you can have an open.
Wait, what?
You can have a bunch of different rate. I mean, like they go so fast. Like you said, I mean, it's like so done. You know,
Yeah,
so you can have
So-
kids versus adults. You could have firemen versus police versus highway. You know what I mean? Like,
they don't have, no, look, when the police are working for us that day, it's all hands on deck. They don't have any extra guys to go over there. That's what they told us at the last meeting.
That's also a really small pool. There's only a handful.
I am trying to get their families to do a dessert table of some sort.
Kids versus adults might get a little fishy. Because you're never going to know. You're not going to know.
Not gonna know what.
oh
Who
yeah,
built the
okay,
car?
yeah. I mean, you're not gonna know anyway, but
You don't, well, you can tell. When,
Like,
I
when-
know
when-
you can tell.
when
but you
when
can't
Luke
tell.
when Luke gets up there with his car and
Exactly.
it still has 10 fingers. we
Or
know
your
who
daddy
built that
help
car.
him make it, like, you know, all
Yeah,
Cub Scout
I think you
parents.
want
I'm looking
one
towards,
caveat.
you know,
One caveat.
I got a couple of scout leaders from another town, okay, in mind, okay, to run this thing. They know, they've been doing this for 30 years. They can look at a car and know whether the kid made it or not.
I know they can tell,
Yeah,
but they
you know?
can't tell.
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm still thinking though, like the fun of it, like
But
if I'm
but
racing Liam,
Yeah.
like
But you might not even make it into a race with Liam. You're only running 4 wide at a time. So you just buy 2 entry fees. Buy 2 cars.
What we will not, oh,
You both
it's a
have
good
to.
point though, because we can't do this.
Everyone just goes
okay?
in one category.
If you have an adult race, right, he can't, after he's done, he can't give his car to his kid to run.
No.
His kid's gotta have his own car.
You run one category. Everyone goes in the same bucket. You can buy as many entry fees as you want. Put as many cars in as you want. So you put a car in, Liam puts a car in, I put a car in.
I still think
Luke
putting
put
in
a car in.
I still think putting in a few garage matches would be fun. Like
You
I
can't
said,
do
like
it. You can't.
why can't you have the board of selectmen
I mean,
compete against
okay,
each other?
so you can maybe
or,
have like
you know the
you can maybe stage those heats, but
Because I don't wanna babysit it. Right?
yeah, all right. I think like I said, I still think a Chiefs runoff would be fun.
That could be fun. We
It-
could
it-
try
it
that.
could- It
If
could
they
be,
build cars.
except, and
If they want
Like the firemen put in one car, the policemen put in one car, right? They decorate them like a fire truck, like a police car,
Yeah, so you
like
run
a
next
dump truck.
right, so you run a separate exhibition race.
That's what I just said.
But it's not its own category. It's just, it's a
What's the difference between an exhibition race and its own category?
Because it's just a spectacle. You're just running a race, but it's going to take 30 seconds, right? These cars don't take long to run. Right? You said
Well,
yourself.
they're gonna go through all through 4 lanes. It'll take 20 minutes, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
like,
that's,
like I said,
so,
the-
all right, so if we actually pull this off, you'll actually get like your soapbox derby that you wanted forever.
yeah,
Only
it's
a little
no,
version.
it's still not a soapbox derby. It's still not a soapbox derby.
We have soapbox derby cars too.
But-
at the
but
State
now-
Hall.
Now that's gonna be part of our stupid parking.
I
So,
do have soapbox derby cars
I know.
and a track and everything.
I know.
3 prizes. First place, first fastest car.
For each category.
No, there's one category. Everyone goes in the same category.
You're gonna have children against adults?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell who built the
Okay.
cars.
Okay.
I know you can tell, but you can't really tell. One category, unless you can pull off an exhibition race, but it's just an exhibition.
Yeah, so we'll do one category with a couple exhibitions.
One category.
Yeah.
3 prizes. Fastest car, $300. Second fastest car, $200 or $100. And then best decorated car, best designed car,
Best of show.
No, yeah, that would be a people's choice.
if you want to go that way. So 3 prizes. Or 100 and 100. Or 200. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. 100 or 200.
So there would be first place,
Fastest car,
first place is the first,
second fastest car,
yeah,
and then best designed, best decorated, whatever you want to call it.
best in show.
Best in show. There you go.
So, if you're doing 300 fastest,
Switch the 100 and 200. $200 for best. Best in
$200 for first,
For best in show.
best in show.
200, 100, and $50.
No.
I mean, here we're going to be dishing out $500 or more again.
Yes, $500. 200,
No, you do 200, 100, and 100.
300.
No, I don't think you do 3.
300, 100, 100. It's $500.
All right. Yeah.
$500. You're charging $20 an entry, but really you're getting 15 because the cars cost $5. Is that your cost? What's your cost on the cars?
$5 a piece.
$5.
You're gonna wanna
So really
buy,
15.
okay, all right, okay, we can do this, okay?
33 entrants to break even. 34 to break even.
Including the cost of cars?
Yeah. So 15 is profit. So at $15, profit, you need 34 entrants to break even. To do a payout of 500.
For how many entries?
34 breaks even. For
34 is break even?
Yep.
So what we would do is, you'd probably buy, because you don't know how many you're gonna sell, right? You're gonna have to scatter them all over the place. So I would buy 100 cars. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's not, okay? Because if you don't sell them, I know 3 Boy Scout troops that'll buy them instead of buying their cars. So it's a
Yeah,
wash.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you
It's not
sell-
like they're not
Or in the
wasted.
following year.
So we can,
Yeah, and to your point about scattering them everywhere, we probably do like a handful of locations, right? You do like
Just a few.
a few locations.
Yeah.
Maybe you do the fire department.
They may
Couple
not
business-
want to be constantly answering that door for,
Anyway,
we can do the convenience
maybe.
store.
You can ask them if
three
they
or four
want to have a few.
locations, right?
They'll probably sell them all to their own guys.
Like I said, I love the idea of like going to some of the local businesses and say, do you,
Yeah.
do you want to sell some of these for us? You know, and then we advertise like, hey, go get your official Oktoberfest thing at these downtown locations.
Right.
Who wants to be in charge of contacting the businesses downtown to ask them to sell it with the form?
John will do it.
Oh, he's not saying no.
And I'll talk to the lodge.
We, who's gonna make a form up?
Tony will do that.
You're gonna make a form? an
Make the
entry
form
with
and
the
then
rules.
verify it by the committee. Okay.
And then once you get me a form, I'll coordinate with businesses.
Draft it up? You draft it up?
No.
No?
No, because
So
you've
you know
got
all- you know
you've
all
got
the
all the rules and like
Alright.
it's gonna be real easy for you to
Very
just grab
good.
something.
And then logistically, we'll want to figure out like the handling of cash at the businesses.
Convenience store is really good about that. We sold troop calendars through them and they had an extra area that's where their money went for the calendar. So
Yeah.
they are really on top of all that already. You'll just have to talk to the other ones.
Cash only, or
Do you want cash
let
only or
them-
can they write a check?
let them take
Yeah, why
whatever
not?
payment they want and they just pay us out whatever.
What, the way that, like, the way that, we sold Douglas calendars through, the Family Convenience Center, and all he did, he just ran it, he put an item in his thing, and he just ran it through his cash register and paid it for the calendars. he
Is that the
sold.
convenience store?
Yeah, so he ran it up right through his regular register.
Alright.
That's the easiest method for them, they just run it right through their register, and,
Alright.
you know.
Make up a form, next meeting once we get the form okayed, I'll coordinate with businesses and we'll need cars too, I can't do anything
Yeah.
with cars.
Okay.
Well, all right. Let me go off topic a little bit and let's talk about another thing that we have going on, which is the dog races.
So this is gonna be in place of ribs?
The ribs. Yep.
If you take away the antique cars from down that area, we're gonna have to put something in there.
No, we won't.
The businesses down in that area need something to draw the people. It's only fair. So
Actually,
we got
we
the
had-
dog races,
We
which you're
had-
gonna
I
talk
had a-
about.
had a request from 3 of the businesses down there to put music on that stage again.
They don't like it when we put music on the stage. We get complaints.
From who? Wait, wait,
Huh?
no, what
It's too
happened?
loud.
Turn it down. I don't do stage. And you're
One
both
of them was
rolling your
there for
eyes.
Harry, it's right in front of him, and he wants music on the stage. No? How come they don't put music on the stage anymore? Can you put some music on the stage? I said, I'll
Yeah,
run
I'll
it by the folks.
I will there is music playing on the stage.
Huh?
There is
And-
music
yeah,
playing on the
At a
stage.
lower volume, so that we don't get yelled at. for
It's
that.
really best for everybody. What were you gonna say? You were
Dog
gonna say
races.
something. Dog racing.
Yeah, we need to talk to them now and just be like, can you do this? Because last year was pathetic.
Okay.
So if we can't do it the way that it should be done, then we need to come up with something different.
So you just mean like earlier entrance?
More entrance. Like, yep.
Okay.
So if we have to replace it with dog fights where there's less dogs, chicken fights, I don't know. Like,
I don't know, they love those little dogs.
I love the event, love it.
They do, they like
Yep.
the little,
But it needs,
the little dogs running down the road,
but
it's a
there
great
needs to
thing.
be,
I'll call around.
it needs to be
I
more.
was skeptical, but it works.
It's fun.
Yep, and it's a big draw, but
Yes.
it's not going to continue to be a big draw if there's like 4 dogs running. So. Yeah, it can't just start being advertised like 2 weeks before the event. And if not, then I think we race trikes down Main Street.
I'll call her on.
Okay.
Next.
Trike races, we were gonna do trike races in the big blow up. Okay, John says no.
No track races?
We changed
No,
our mind?
Not with,
Pinewood Derby?
not with Pinewood Derby.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just open it up like we do last
Keep
time.
running.
Alright, so we have to get child trikes.
I'm gonna buy, that was one of the things that because the bikes are big, the little kids can't sit on them. They didn't work. Little kids wanted to do it, Nick can't do
Yeah.
it. So we're gonna get a couple child side bikes.
Yeah.
And knocker ball kid size. There's a lot of little kids that wanna do it, but they're like little turtles with their feet.
So we'll get some child size bikes, and then that way they can swap off and,
Am I wrong about the trikes?
We were gonna take 1 hour, well, the last meeting we discussed taking 1 hour and just having races, and you had to have a team of 2. But now that we've got the Pinewood Derby happening, we may not need that.
the Pinewood Derby, I think is gonna be more attractive to a lot of people, because they, it's not
Physical.
physical, yeah. That's actually a lot of truth to that.
I think they both scratch the same itch, which is
Yeah.
man boys wanting to be man boys.
Yeah,
Right? It's either like building the Pinewood Derby car as an adult, right, that you didn't get to do when you were 12, and or riding a trike.
Maybe Dad will help me build this one.
Yeah.
okay, so
Horses, right?
I got a response back from, Treehouse.
You did.
Yeah.
And what'd they say?
They said that they currently don't do that,
Yeah.
okay? But they do want us to ask them next year, because they're actually thinking about gearing up to do, that kind of stuff.
Great. We'll ask you next year.
Yeah.
For this year, did you reach out to anyone else?
I can't imagine.
For this year, I
The sloppiness.
I did reach out to that place in, Rhode Island?
Yeah, proclamation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they haven't responded,
No.
yeah. But I'm still,
Being a Rhode Island
I'm
company,
searching
that might
for
be a challenge.
Why?
Just because, if the Massachusetts company is gonna have the Massachusetts licenses.
But they do distribute here.
Sure.
So I've had their stuff at the Abbey. So they do distribute in Mass. But then not Wormtown. Greater Good would be the next one.
Oh, what do I have? It's contact at Greater Good. I have a contact at Greater Good.
Great.
Or a contact who has a contact at Greater Good.
You send me that?
That's great, but
Reach out to him.
Okay, so
exciting,
that's
but-
set.
it's
So
exciting
we're
about
working on a new, supplier.
great.
The soda concession,
They looked adorable.
it actually worked really well once it got going. A couple things that we need to tweak on it, but it'll work. Right now, we don't really need to buy much inventory.
Whoa, did we overshoot?
A couple of the flavors maybe.
Overshoot that big time.
Yeah, but you didn't know.
No, we didn't know. We bought a ton of syrup. We overshot that a bit. Turns out it goes a lot further than we thought.
Yeah, well, the syrup that we had, it had 18-month shelf life, and right now it's in a cool, dry place, so
Yeah, it'll be fine.
it's fine.
Did you get me bigger cups?
Oops.
Well,
Not
we
yet.
talked about cups. You wanted to increase the size of cups. I would just say let's use less ice.
Bigger cups.
What do we do with the cups we already have?
Sell them.
Sell them.
Yeah, sell them at the ticket booth, just like you sell T-shirts.
Yeah, wait a minute. We're talking about the Octoberfest?
What happens is right now we have 16-ounce cups. Okay, that we sell.
Or you sell those and they're just all day cups, like they already were. So big deal if they're smaller, because you can fill it up all day. But the single serve ones, they gotta be bigger. They're too small.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because those other ones are
They're
refillable.
refillable, they're all days.
Yeah,
So sell them.
alright, so
You go
we
back
don't,
100 times,
we-
we don't
we
care.
don't change the refillable ones.
No.
I wanna get rid of that, so.
Yeah, so sell those, and then
All right.
and then the single serves.
Okay, so, what, 20 ounce?
What do we have right now? What did we get?
16.
I think maybe 24.
That's a big cup.
I know. What's 20? How much is in that, Mary? What's your bottle?
16. What,
So the other thing you have to think of though, John, is
what size is this? Right there.
That's a 12.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it was too small.
so the other issue, John, is that the carbonation needs to be able to replenish itself. So if you're doing bigger pours, you're gonna have less of a time to be able to have that recarbonate.
I don't think they ran into any issues with what they had.
Get a smaller scoop for the ice instead of the one you had, so there's less
It
ice.
just wasn't. I don't think the ice is the issue. I just think I went over there myself. I grabbed a soda and
And he
I was
drank it before he walked away.
half a dozen steps away and it was gone. Drank it all, and had I been paying money for that, it's a lot of money for not a lot of soda.
I know, but that's because it's full of ice.
I know, but you want it full of ice. You want it to be cool.
No, actually you don't. If you want more soda, you want less ice.
I didn't have any, so I can't say how
16,
much ice
16
went in
if,
it.
if you gave them no ice and you gave them 16 ounces of soda,
Maybe 20. I mean, maybe 20.
maybe
Maybe
20
24.
and a little less ice,
Okay.
right?
I think
Yeah.
4 more ounces.
4 more, if you give them a little less ice though,
Two,
you're
six.
giving them, yeah, because in a 16 ounce cup, when you fill it with ice and you put soda in there,
Yeah.
okay, you're not giving them 16 ounces of soda.
Oh, of course not.
No, you're lucky if you gave them 8.
That's why some of us, when we order our drinks, we ask for no ice because it's cold anyway.
Okay? So what happened is they just put in a little less ice, or half of the ice that they've been using, and a 20 ounce cup. That would be plenty. It'll also save on ice. We won't go through so much ice. We used a ridiculous amount of ice last. I bought a ridiculous amount of ice for a
Well,
week.
you need a ridiculous amount of ice because you've got to get that water as absolutely cold
Yeah,
as
yeah,
possible
yeah.
to
No,
to
I
accept
get
the
that.
carbonation.
I get that, but not in the cups.
Yeah,
You need it around the
yeah.
you know, the
All right,
kegs
so
and
you're gonna
stuff.
buy 20 ounce cups.
20 ounce cups
Okay.
And get a smaller scoop.
on a smaller scoop.
And I don't
Oh.
think you would need as much carbonation.
Actually, you should buy another scoop. Plastic, not metal. The metal one looks great.
It's just too cold.
It's very
That's what you
cold.
told me.
I know.
You told me that. You said
Sitting in ice all day.
you had told
It's
me.
freezing.
You told me. Make sure you get metal scoops,
I know.
not the plastic ones.
I know. I was wrong. It looks great.
So I bought metal scoops, not the plastic ones.
I kept looking over and they looked great.
I think you still need a metal scoop.
It's too cold. It's just too cold to use. It's just a small plastic scoop.
My kid still has his hand, so he didn't get frostbite.
It's also not really visible because it's hiding in a cooler. It's fine. Plastic, small plastic scoop.
And your wife looked adorable that day in her uniform as well.
I agree.
So is Liam and his group willing to do the soda jerk again this year? Can you ask him?
I will ask.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Prizes.
Hold on. I'm gonna put Liam and crew. Okay.
Now, we had a good selection of prizes last year,
Mhm.
okay? What age group were we missing?
Adults,
Adults?
More adults?
right? That's what you were saying, Mary. You're saying some of the
Well,
adults were upset that.
What happened was it gets confusing because some years the kids want to do the spinny wheel, so you have to put some kids in amongst that, but they have to be worth a certain amount of money. Okay, but then this last year it happened to be that some adults were spinning and they were winning all the kids' prizes, and that's not what they were looking for. But the gentleman that walked around with the giant gecko was just adorable. He walked around the whole event with this big gecko hanging out of his arm.
He goes to that, he does that spinny wheel all day until, you know.
Runs out of money.
Huh?
Until that's the gecko.
Yeah.
That's actually his Christmas shopping. He goes and he likes to play it, but he knows that whatever he wins is going to be worth at least a certain amount of money, so they're great prizes or gifts that he gives to his family.
He's
You
been
said-
doing that for years.
You said too you were going to write up instructions for each
Yep.
game, and if you want to send me a draft, I'll clean them up. Clean up the language.
And they're going to be for each ride as well, and they're going to be right there on a sign so that
Oh, I thought
whoever's
it was
running
volunteers.
Yeah.
the
that's gonna-
ride.
We're actually gonna even do that too. We're gonna have like rules, kinda like I put on the knockerball thing. I have a specific set of rules there. They're gonna be rules for everything.
No, okay.
So,
Punch it this
like
way.
a sign that's here that, you know, this is how this thing runs.
Okay.
So that it's consistent.
we had a request for stopwatches for like the moonwalk and stuff like that, because the kids were using their phones to run certain rides of amount of time, and then all of a sudden they didn't have a phone, but they're supposed to man that ride for that hours. So he's investigating stopwatches that are fairly large, so that
Actually, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna get the timer that you use for chess matches.
The clock.
Hit the clock and the climb and it starts. And then when it hits 2 minutes, it beeps. You know? And then they do it again. They run for 2 minutes and beep.
Seems excessive to me.
Hmm?
It seems excessive to me.
Why not just use their phones?
Someone didn't have phones.
yeah, some of them didn't
But
have
you-
phones.
This was a stopwatch, you know?
Those are cheap too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
I did a stopwatch.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will. Next.
All right. We have all the rides and stuff booked again. We have the barrel train. We're gonna find out how that all did.
Luke would like, he would like your train. He's requested your train.
The yellow car.
The yellow.
We will have to come up with, I don't know if we can rely on the same tractor to pull it, so we're gonna have to investigate a tractor to pull it. A little tractor, a small tractor.
Yeah,
I
but
think
Keith
what-
had
I
fun
think
with
was-
that.
I think it was awesome.
Yes, and it would be great
That's
for
great.
pulling a hayride. So, gee, we'd like to borrow that again.
We're gonna lose Keith for being the turtle of the wagon.
Because that'll be great for pulling a hay wagon.
All day.
Huh?
I don't know if I can convince him to do
Why not?
that. Wear and tear. It's a lot of wear and tear.
It's also it's a small big tractor. It's a big small tractor. It's a small big tractor.
So what do you mean by that?
It was like big enough to do some work in your backyard, but not the kind of tractors that they use to pull hay rides.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a little small for a hayride, but
Yeah, they use the big boys.
but it'd be plenty big to do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but like I said, it's a lot of wear and tear. And those tires aren't exactly, street tires.
Well, that street's closed anyway.
It's about the handling of it.
Well, maybe they could loan you a bigger tractor.
Yeah,
See, when you do that, that he wants to play, he doesn't wanna work
Yeah.
anymore.
It was-
Well, no, it's not only that, it's just, you know, who else is he going to let use it?
Maybe they're willing to volunteer some employees, a half a day and a half a day.
I can ask.
Ooh. Going in the minutes, Keith.
Okay,
I mean, the other thought would be, Whittier's has tractors and,
They're probably actually using it for work.
right.
But it's a good idea.
Saturday, and they're open, if they're open on
Right.
Saturdays, so.
Yeah, but if they know it's just one day and
Just, yeah.
if we keep the hayrod on Gleason Street, then it didn't get involved in any of the barricades or any of that.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I get it.
Yeah.
I
And
get
then,
it.
To your point, Mary, in my talks with businesses, when I've brought it up, they can't eat it. They can't eat a day.
Yeah.
October, they're
Because,
still haying
because
in October?
the only thing harder to find right now than volunteers is employees.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
Yeah, like they don't have the staffing, they can't close for a day, they just, you know, revenue's too tight.
Well, it doesn't hurt to ask and go from there.
Yeah, I will, I'll talk to Goodman's and see if they want to sponsor a hayride / parking.
Yeah. A third thought is, Bob,
Discount furniture?
no, Bob from the Hotel Bergen.
What?
He lives in Sutton,
And?
he's got that he's got
He's got the whole setup.
he's got the setup. So he runs the hayride, through Kelly Square.
Oh.
But I don't know if I think he uses horses.
Ooh,
And?
no.
That'd be awesome. They raced horses down Main Street. That would be awesome.
Yeah, can you run horses all day? Let people on a hayride? I'll
Yeah,
bet- I'll bet.
absolutely. If you have a big enough whip. That'd be fine.
They may have a tractor as well.
We should start with Coopman's,
Okay.
and then we'll get more desperate from there.
I put Sutton man named Bob.
Bob,
I grew up in Sutton.
it's Bob's last name.
Okay,
I don't think he has to have a last name.
It's just Bob from Hotel Bergen.
and then for new stuff,
Uh-oh.
We already talked about
we
this
just
stuff.
talked about having, little car races.
Little car races.
What else?
Bobbing for apples.
Can you still do that?
Ooh,
Probably not.
with the COVID thing, probably
You
not.
just fill it with vodka rather than water. That way it's sanitary.
Ah, it's disinfecting
Can you
same
bob for
time.
apples? Is that a thing anymore?
Probably.
Yeah,
not.
at people's houses and all that other stuff.
You can probably still do the donut thing, but I bet you can't.
What's the donut thing?
Where the donut's on
Really?
the string and you gotta try to eat the donut off the string.
Yeah, it's probably a sanitary thing. I don't know.
John!
Bobbing for apples.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. I bet there are no more like bobbing for apples
You
things.
can't do that while the pandemic is still going on.
But
No,
you can do the,
Pandemic aside, can you,
Yeah.
I don't think you can bob for apples anymore.
Yeah, no, like, I agree with John. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
The last time I did it was in 2000.
Yeah, it'd be like playing hooky mouth. Like it's just kind of not a thing.
I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a
Do a
shame.
pumpkin contest.
It's not the same.
All right. Yeah. So that's a good one. Pumpkin chucking.
At Soldiers Field. There you go. Yeah.
a way to get free pumpkins for
Potato
the,
launchers.
oh,
Let's see if you could like launch it.
It's
length of the
if you
street.
do a pumpkin contest, right? Then it's a way to get free pumpkins for decorations.
It's true.
What do you
carved
wanna do?
pumpkins.
Carved pumpkins?
Yep.
Yeah, we can put them all over the stage and can have people vote,
No.
huh?
No.
No. And for a very specific reason. It's messy, and I don't want to clean it up.
You want them carved there? Or
No,
before?
yeah, they bring it already carved.
And then they
Yeah,
wind up
they bring
leaving
it
them.
already carved.
Yeah, then they wind up leaving them, and it's just a mess. It's a mess.
And people won't
Hay's
do it.
already messy enough.
It's too early in the season, and people won't do it.
There's that too.
If we
Because
had
you
a
can't,
contest,
because you
they
can't
would
light
do
them
it.
up either. No, they won't.
We've tried.
No.
We've tried contests.
Then,
Next.
do we want to have best booth or not this year?
Outdoor
Yes.
bowling.
Outdoor bowling,
Best booth.
best booth.
Scavenger
Because
hunt?
You
that,
gotta tell your vendors though.
yes, I will promote that big.
And winner gets a free vendor spot.
But it only an early bird.
For the next year.
Oh,
A waived fee.
But
for
it's
the
got to
next
be an early bird. Can't be doing.
Hey, I can make a new train and all the little cars look like pumpkins.
You know what? We've
year.
discussed,
Do you want to stay married?
Okay,
Do you want to stay
okay,
married?
but you have to dress up as Cinderella
Great.
and drive the train all day, and I'll be in my pajamas.
I move that the winner of the best booth gets the following year's vendor fee waived.
yep,
Second. Third?
I just think it's all in favor at that point.
All in favor?
Aye.
we have someone coming in costume again this year. He did the Hulk, the gorilla, and something else. And the ladies liked the Hulk. They were stopping him all over for the pictures. And we thought the kids would be afraid of the gorilla. They love the gorilla. So he's willing to come back again this year and just kind of walk around the crowd and then
Changes
disappear.
costumes and just walks around.
Yeah.
Find out how much Keytar Bear costs.
Whatever.
It's a picture
I
moment.
don't know who that is. I've heard of it. I don't.
Hey, you know that thing that we had behind the ticket booth where they stick their face in and take pictures?
Yeah.
There was 1 million people that used that last time.
You're welcome. It's a great idea. Did we do a hashtag on it? Hashtag Douglas Octoberfest?
Octoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
That's actually really good.
Oktoberfest.
Every time I looked over there, there was some little kid with their face stuck in it, somebody taking their picture.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Hmm?
That's the point.
How have you not heard of Keytar Bear?
I've heard of Keytar Bear, I just don't really know exactly what it is. But you making that indignant look in your face still doesn't make me know what it is. I'll Google it later when I get the internet.
Okay.
What is it called?
Keytar Bear.
It's some Boston something or other, I think. I had a beer that was named Keytar Bear. It's delicious.
I'm not sure.
Sure.
I want to see what
Actually,
this
it's that
thing
good.
looks like.
I thought it was delicious. How did you not think it was delicious?
Because it wasn't.
Well, I don't know what Keytar Bear is, so I guess we're even.
So you drank a beer that was Keytar Bear, not even knowing who it was?
Mm-hmm. It was delicious. Can we move on?
So we can do a scavenger hunt.
Can we get Trillium here?
No?
Scavenger hunt?
Yeah.
For what? What are you gonna scavenge?
Okay. Years ago, we did a scavenger hunt where it cost you $5 to get the list of hints, and everywhere you went, we had certain vendors and places that participated. If you went to the right person, they'd give you a string of beads. At like 3 o'clock, whoever
That's
had the
not how
most.
I got my beads.
And at 3
Yeah,
o'clock,
we're not
whoever
going
had
there,
the most
Keith.
beads won a prize.
That goes along with the pajamas.
Okay. The problem with that, yeah, is that they pulled them up. You're laughing.
They're
Yeah,
laughing at.
I'm still on the beads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're thinking of Mardi Gras.
That's exactly what they were. They were Mardi Gras beads.
Right, but what happened was the team. Okay. This is why I call them the boys.
You know how they get the beads in Mardi Gras, right?
Yes, I do. Is that how Keith got his?
John's, alright, go ahead.
That's enough.
You've never been to Mardi Gras, right?
Oh,
I have not, no.
Okay.
That's actually a level of
Stop
debauchery that I can't even handle.
we were down there for a red dress day or something. That was interesting.
Anyway, are we doing enough new things here? Do we
Wait,
need to
wait.
brainstorm ideas?
Let me finish the story. All right, so they got a string of beads, and at 3 o'clock, whoever came up with the most beads won $100 cash. Teenagers loved it.
But they cheated.
Well,
The
there were
teenagers.
no rules that you couldn't, they had to pay for the form, and they didn't have enough, so all the ones that paid for the form combined it on one person. We didn't have any rules against that.
How are you gonna police
How
that?
about, How about the corn maze
Where are you gonna put that?
down Main Street? We just gotta start planting now.
Yeah, okay, that works. With the traffic.
We done? I turned it over.
But we're trying to come up with something, cause.
We did.
Let
We
me-
did. We came up with the pine cars.
You're turning out like my husband where you interrupt me when I'm talking. You two have been hanging out with each other a little too long.
I
She
would never
interrupts you
interrupt
too,
you,
though.
Mary.
You would what?
I would
It's all,
never
it's all
interrupt you.
fair. Cause you,
You and I just look at each other, can sometimes tell what the other one is thinking. We wanted to.
I would let you talk when you wanted.
see?
Alright. This is like that monk show every time you tried to talk to Jackhammer Stone.
Okay, we're gonna table those new ideas to next meeting.
Did you have one more?
We fit a dry spot right here.
Well, I was trying to say it's our 25th year of doing this, and I want to do something cool, and I don't want it to be a cake.
We do wanna come up with something. Something,
How about Pinewood Derby racing?
I can bring my puppets back. You want my puppets back?
Yeah, we just need volunteers.
We should make it the 25th anniversary celebration and bring back every game that weighs over 500 pounds that you guys have built.
Oh, jeez.
Restore them all. Line them all up down Main Street.
Bring the puppets back.
That would be cool.
Sure.
And then we'll burn them all at the end in effigy.
Have a big bonfire.
Big bonfire. Why don't we do a bonfire?
Yeah, it's at 5 o'clock.
The fire department's gonna love that one.
Gotta give them something to do.
I'm glad they have you saying that.
It's practice, right? Like they do when they do the touch truck and
In all
they-
seriousness,
Yeah.
do you want the puppets?
Do you want them? You can have them on this one.
I want
You
the
gonna get-
Muppets.
You gonna get me volunteers?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 shows?
Okay, so think up another song then.
I have to think of a song.
Huh?
I have to think of a song.
What's that
Yeah.
Cardi B song?
Who?
Yeah, you pick a song this time.
Get Alex to be the king again?
You don't want me to pick a song.
You really don't want me to pick. Yeah, it's terrible taste in music.
It's gonna be later.
It's gonna be like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I like Bob Dylan. It just wouldn't make for good parade music.
It can be,
Oh, like Rage Against the Machine.
okay.
Bulls on parade.
Pick out a Barry Manilow song.
Really? So that means you have to contact Dance Sensations again.
Yep.
Well, is it?
All
are they
right.
gonna-
When did your handwriting get decent?
I take my time.
I still put it out, I'm putting it out there. I want a scavenger hunt for the teenagers in the afternoon.
I'm not going hunting for teenagers. Last time I did that, I got in trouble.
We can come up with a list of hints. You pay so much to enter, and then when you come back with your form stamped from each person that's participating in that, you get a small prize, but then your name goes into a bigger drawing that's drawn at 3 o'clock, 2:30, whatever.
We'll talk about it more. Maybe there's,
It's going in the minutes.
That's a soft no. Just in
Nope,
case.
nope, I'm gonna, hey, you
think
guys
that was
get,
soft, huh?
you guys
Talk
get
about
what you want.
Talk about it later.
we
I have
will,
literally been trying to get
We
soapbox
will-
derbies.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, and that's what I get. We'll
talk-
I've been trying to help you with that down Gleason
move to
Court.
adjourn.
I'd like to move to adjourn.
So
Second?
I moved it.
Oh, I moved it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.